My pleasure, and thank you for having me.
All right, we're always learning new things on this show. All right, let's bring back in our special guests, our legal panel tonight, Don Schweitzer and Michelle Suskauer. So what do the two of you make of this case? I think it's pretty fascinating. Don, I'm going to start with you. Is she helping herself at all by ratting it out and giving these names?
She's not helping herself one bit. The prosecutors don't want to use a kingpin for going after somebody that she's been exploiting. This woman is a great exploiter of women and men. She's exploiting people's weaknesses. They don't care about that. I mean, you know, they've got her, and they're going to go and bring her to justice. Thinking that she's going to reveal names isn't going to do anything for her.
All right, Michelle, now my previous guest that joined us from behind bars, how courteous of him to do so, ran an alleged,
He's a captive audience.
Exactly. He's like, sure, I'll join you by phone tonight. He suggested that there's sort of a code of ethics or an honor amongst, pimps and madams and whatnot. And what do you make of that?
Sure. I mean, not that I'm speaking from experience, Kimberly, of course.
Good disclaimer.
But of course, you're in that business and you have a certain code, you have discretion, and that's why she had such a successful business, because she kept it very quiet. Whether she was in California or whether she was in Washington, D.C., she knew exactly what was going on, but it went on for so long because it was very, very secure. It's really awful what she's doing to these poor people, but it's absolutely, I have to agree with everyone tonight, it's absolutely not going to help her, maybe for the future book down the road, unless she's precluded, but that's it.
Or the made-for-TV movie or some kind of nonsense, and she's trying to figure out who will play her. But Donald, you're a former cop and prosecutor and all those good things. But what do you make of it in terms of this investigation? I mean, I don't see how it moves the ball forward for her. I mean, she's just going to be in really big trouble, especially when she gets her assignment to one of those federal prisons. I think it might not be such a nice one.
Yeah, good point. I mean, nobody likes a snitch, but, she's speaking out both sides of her mouth. At one point, she's saying, it wasn't sex for money. But on the other hand, I'm going to bring the ship down with me, right? I'm going to start divulging names and things like that. So she's saying two things at once. At trial, she's not going to say, yeah, we sold sex to these people. She's always going to allege that she didn't do that. So, she's not going anywhere with this.
Yeah, and I think she thinks that some of these heavy hitters that she was doing quote-unquote business with that might have gotten these happy endings are going to try and make this case go away by her threats on 2020 to, release more names.
Not with federal prosecutors. It doesn't work that way with the federals, the prosecutors in the federal government. At state level, maybe, but not here.
All right. Well, I think she's in big trouble. All right, Michelle, Donald, thanks so much for being with me tonight.